Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the It's Pizza Time podcast. I'm your host, iNDiGO. Today, I'm joined by my co-host, Victor.
It's good, guys.
And our very special guest, Vincent.
What's up?
All right. So,
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Pleasure having
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Would you care to give like a little bit of a brief explanation to who you are, what you do?
I am an electronic producer from Canada, and I make like a lot of different types of music. I started making trap music, or like electronic trap music. It's not trap music actually, and then like moved into poppy electronic music, and now I don't know where I'm going. So we're gonna try to figure it out.
All right, we'll figure it out
music,
together.
yeah.
Everybody will figure it out together. Everybody like join them on this
Yeah.
journey,
In the comments.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
They should vote on the genre that you make next.
Yeah. I'm down.
It's just like every fucking month you put up a Twitter poll and it's like, all right, what genre should Vincent be
Yeah.
now?
Like, what am I now? Decide.
Jazz.
Yeah, I mean, well, oh fuck, that would be kind of tough. I did like jazz piano for a really long time, but I forgot any type of theory or training on that. I would just have to wing it. But I kind of wing everything, so maybe it would actually work.
Can you
I
still?
wouldn't be able to do metal though. No metal, no opera. I can't. I don't know if I'd be able to do it.
Damn.
Opera, maybe. I feel like that would be
I feel like you'd
a
be
little
able.
bit easier.
I feel like you'd be able to write it. I don't think you'd be able to like sing it.
Yeah.
No, not perform it or live or any type of performance.
Mm.
It just wouldn't happen. It'd be a fucking catastrophe. Oh god.
Yeah, I mean like, I give like a lot of respect to people who can fucking like metal, like fucking growl like that. That's like
Yeah, I don't know
impressive
how
as
that's
shit.
possible.
I mean like
Like all the Sullivan King TikToks or videos, if you've seen those are so funny. He's like
Yeah.
screaming at his wife in the Jeep going to get groceries.
Probably a lot of screaming in the shower, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
A lot of training.
it must have like require a lot of vocal training, but also like it must require a lot of care so you don't like fuck up your voice like permanently.
True. Lots of tea and honey maybe.
You probably like also
gotta
can't.
ask him-
Yeah, you can't go for like a prolonged amount of time per day, right? You can't like.
Yeah, which would be tough for recording or like performing. Like let's say you had 2 shows in a day. Like how do you warm up? You sing like scales like do re mi while you're like wow.
Probably not.
You just like sing
get it.
normal like opera, and then you get on stage and fucking like just
Hope
throw
it
all that
works.
out the window.
They just go for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder, like, they probably have, like, the worst sore throats. Like, they probably just have all, like, Ricola halls on deck.
Dude,
Yeah, imagine being at like the top of metal and you hire an assistant to like hourly pour honey down your throat or something. Just to coat it and make it better.
nah, it's like I don't fucking get it. I mean, like you're like, if like I would just yell for like an hour. Like it doesn't matter if it's like, it doesn't have to be like super growly or whatever. If I just yell for like an hour, like my throat will be sore, and maybe like if I go even longer, it's like I could maybe even like lose my voice for the day, like just from like
True.
yelling on its own. It's like how can you fucking like force out this much sound like so? I mean, you probably you build up like you get used to it over time, but it's still
Yeah.
impressive as shit.
Yeah, I can't imagine being able to do it in the first place. I also don't know how like style comes from it because you have to like it's not just screaming. Like we can all scream and we can all yell, but if it's like I also don't listen to metal, so maybe I just don't understand it. But there's probably like there has to be a way where it becomes musically inclined to fit a song. I just wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah, like metal yelling is so, or metal like screaming, singing, I don't know what to call it, but it's like it's so interesting because it's like it doesn't necessarily have pitch, but it still does at the same time. It doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
sound like your voice is in there either. It just kind of sounds like this hollow, like weird little fucking thing.
Yeah, and some people go between like the screaming and then like end that note with an actual note. So it'll be like yell, screech, whatever the hell it's called, or growl, and then it goes into a note where they're actually normal singing sometimes. And I'm like, how do you have so much
Right.
control over that?
Oh yeah, like fucking
I feel like Evanescence or someone would probably do something similar.
probably some
Yeah.
like Aerosmith shit.
It's crazy. I don't know how they do it. I can't do it
it's
though. I know
super
that
impressive.
for sure.
Yeah. All right. We still gotta ask you the first question that we always ask everybody on this show. Being like, okay, but it's like it's pretty simple. But what is your favorite kind of pizza?
Probably the one I had this week, honestly. Like, I think my brother sees this is gonna fucking kill me, but there's all these different kinds of pizza. Like you can have like, let's say like low tier pizza, high tier pizza, like really refined stuff. You can have like middle of the road stuff. And there's this one pizza place, I think it's only in Winnipeg. Maybe it's a Canadian thing, but it's called Santa Lucia, and I ordered a giant one, and I didn't know how big this is like a weird clip it moment. I didn't know how big 18 inches was, so I ordered that size, and that fed me for like 4 days. There was so much food, but it's green peppers, onions, mushroom, pepperoni, and Canadian back bacon. That was really good.
Ooh, that sounds pretty good actually.
Yeah, and it was massive. I did not realize how much pizza I ordered.
Yeah, 18 inches.
kinda
It's
messed
like
up.
the what? That's like a foot and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this might sound stupid, but like when they measure pizza, right? So like say that you order like a 7-inch, do they
Mhm.
measure it from like the center to the, I guess like where the crust is, or
No,
do
I'm
they
pretty
just
sure-
measure the
I'm pretty
diameter?
sure it's diameter, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, I would
Fucking
assume it's diameter.
18-inch radius would be fucking insane.
That's what I.
Just like holding it like this.
It's just you get a 36-inch pizza, and then you're just like,
Who ordered the monster? Like, what the hell?
bruh,
That'd be crazy.
fucking.
I mean, that would be good for parties, maybe.
Dude, there's a place here in LA that does, it's got the world record for like the biggest possible pizza you can order and they'll deliver. It's like 66 inches or some shit, and it's a square.
How do you fit that through the door?
How do you fit
I
that
don't
in
know.
a van?
They don't
Yeah.
put it. They put it on top of the car.
I gotta see a picture of this. Eswin,
Yeah.
you gotta edit a picture in.
Literally,
Yeah,
okay.
put the picture in. What
Look,
the heck?
look it up. The place is called like Mama's and Papa's Big Mama's and Papa's Pizzeria or something, and it's fucking.
Big mamas. And
They have like a
papas.
car and it's got like a rig so that you can put a giant like pie fucking on top, like a giant box. And I'm pretty sure it's a square too. It's not like a circle pizza. So there's
Oh, it's
even
in
more.
Burbank.
There's like one in Burbank
Wow.
and then there's like one in West Hollywood, I think.
Holy shit. Oh my god, look at this. I mean, can I make it bigger? How do I do this?
It's 54-inch.
You can put it in recording chat and then we'll just throw it in the video. And then for everybody in like SoundCloud and everybody listening to this from SoundCloud and Spotify, just I guess describe what it is.
I was
She's
about to say,
crazy.
I don't know how you guys do your artworks, but you could just make a fucking Google image of the artwork.
It's just like
This
the
giant
one
pizza.
the one time we break like our normal like art style, we just like
It's for the
fuck it.
pizza. Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Fuck it, giant pizza.
It's just a giant pizza with a Vincent logo on it.
How much
How?
does it cost?
Okay, wait. I'm reversing the question now. What are your guys' favorite pizza?
I used to work at a place called Mulberry, Mulberry Street Pizzeria, and fucking they have this one thing that I to this day is still my favorite, and it's like, fucking. It's like ricotta cheese, like no sauce on the bottom, just ricotta cheese, and then rigatoni noodles on top of it, and then the sauce is drizzled over the top.
That sounds like a lot of starch. But I
It's a
would
lot of
definitely try
carbs,
it.
but it's really good.
I would
Maybe
definitely try that.
and sometimes there's like basil on top of it or whatever, and it's fucking sick.
That's good. That's yum.
Yeah, and then from the same place, Mulberry's. For me, I like the buffalo style.
Oh, buffalo chicken.
But honestly, I love pizza so much that I'll just eat anything. Like I don't really have a preference.
Mm.
I'm just like, if you give it to me, like
yeah,
sometimes I go into like Mulberry's, I'm just like, give me anything. Like I don't care, just
Like,
give me anything.
I came for pizza.
Yeah, just throw me something. So
Okay, wait. Another question. What is the do you guys are you pro pineapple on pizza or no
I
pineapple on pizza?
personally, I don't like. If somebody else enjoys it, I don't really like. I'm not gonna, shit on their day for it. But like
Hmm.
personally, I'm not a big fan. It's just
I
like,
feel like there's a
yeah. I mean, I come from a country that does like stupid shit with pizza. Like
Right,
in
yeah.
Sweden, fucking banana on pizza is like a thing that is apparently popular, and I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. Um,
you gotta try it
so
first.
like,
Like,
yeah, definitely, but it's like
True, but
it's still like I don't know if exactly. It's like I'm not a big of a fan already of like pineapple on pizza, so I don't really see
yeah.
how much like different banana on pizza would be.
well, I mean, I feel like banana's just like a different type of sweet, and it's like sort of slimy. But like
The sort of
pineapple's like
slimy is
sort of,
an understatement.
yeah, yeah. But
Dude,
I think
I
it, I think it has a place. I myself, if I'm making a pizza, I physically would not put pineapple on it unless like I'm forced to.
mhm.
But uh, I enjoy it if someone else buys it and they just hand it to me. I'm like, okay,
Yeah, yeah, like
cool,
fuck it. Yeah.
I
yeah.
mean, if it's a
I
free
was
pizza,
definite
obviously you're gonna fucking eat it.
What if
That's
it's
true.
not free? You know,
Well then,
what if it's the only available option?
okay. Well,
Are you gonna buy it or not?
is there any a different kind of food? If it's like the only available food, then probably I don't really have a choice now, do I?
You know what? You know it's when we went. I don't remember what show it was. I think it was Nightmare's show. Uh, so it was at the Hollywood Palladium, and they have like pizza in the back. And I got fucking tired at the front because we were at the front rail just vibing the whole time.
Hmm.
And I was just like, I need a quick break. I'm kind of hungry. I didn't eat anything today. So we went to the back. I went to the back and bought myself like a pizza. It was like $6. It was like the worst slice of pizza I think I've ever had in my life.
Are you,
I
Yeah,
bet that
it's
shit was
from the
sitting there
Palladium.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
wouldn't
shit was
trust
probably
that.
sitting there for like it tasted like cardboard. I'm like, this is fucked up.
dude, venue
I'm gonna say
food.
my parents or my dad and my brother, like my or both of them, I guess now. More so my brother, I think they will make the dough a day early and then actually bake fresh pizzas. And it's really crazy to watch because I didn't know how much goes into making your own pizza dough or any type of bread. And my dad will cut up fresh pineapple to put on it, and I was like, "There's no way I'd eat that." But I was in isolation, and they dropped a fresh one off at the hotel, and so I had it, and it was a revelation. Fresh pineapple on fresh pizza is delicious, and I'm down for it. But any other type of pineapple, I probably won't eat unless it's the only thing available.
Yeah, I can imagine that. It's like fucking. I mean, it's a fruit, so if you leave it like longer than a certain
Mm,
amount of time, it's obviously not gonna be as good. It's like fucking. You leave like a chopped up apple out for like, you know, a few minutes. It like oxidizes
yeah,
and whatever, and like nobody wants to eat it
completely.
because it looks like dog shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I never thought I'd be a pineapple on pizza guy, but now I will go out of my way if it's fresh. But that's the thing too, like if you're eating it from like a Domino's and you get a Hawaiian pizza, like are they using like fake-ish pineapple? Like it's like real pineapple
That's
that's
just
been
probably
like
frozen,
yeah,
honestly.
exactly.
Fucking.
Frozen pineapple that's set to be good for any type of use.
And I wonder like how long they store it too.
True.
It's just Jello that they cut into pineapple shaped pieces.
Fuck that.
There's no chance. If it's not fresh, I don't want to eat it. But
You
if
know
I'm
what?
hungry at a party or something and that's what they get, then I will eat it. And I will probably enjoy it, but because I'm hungry.
Yeah.
We need to get someone that like works at like Domino's or like someone that like
Fast
physically
food.
works there. It's not someone that will like rep the company, you know. It has to be like a worker who actually sits there and makes the pizzas, and they have to explain to us how they do it
Do you
and
think
like
Yeah.
do
what
you
the
think they'd
process
want
is.
to come on a show though and like expose their company and potentially get like fired for that though?
I mean,
Maybe.
I mean
I
like
saw a video on Twitter the other day, and they're like, "This is why the McFlurry machine's broken." And it was in a hot mode, and all of the McFlurry was like melted milk because apparently they have to like run through hot water to clean out whatever shit that they poured in to make the McFlurry. I don't know if it was real. It could have just been a meme. I follow a lot of meme stuff, so I don't know.
I
But it
mean,
looked kind of real.
if there's just like any explanation for why a fucking ice cream machine at McDonald's is always broken, then like you know what, I'll take it. Any explanation is
Yeah.
still
You know
an
what?
explanation.
I bet they're like, this shit is too hard to make, too much. It's like way too time consuming for the amount of money that they actually make from it. So just like, fuck it, I'm not making that shit.
Dude, maybe
I know
Yeah.
some do
maybe
that for sure.
yeah, maybe it's not broken at all. Maybe they're just like, I just don't want to fucking go make ice cream today.
Exactly.
And they're
Because
just
it's another
so-
thing. Like, I bet 'cause they don't want to like leave their post like making fries or whatever just to make another
Yeah.
McFlurry, you know?
Maybe they're probably just like, you know, they're living with they're like, oh, let's capitalize on this meme and just say it doesn't work.
Mhm.
That and a lot of like fast food places, a lot of them recently have like 1 or 2 workers only in there. Like at least in LA.
Yeah.
It'll be like the person taking the drive through numbers and then one person actually making food.
Yeah, true. Because they're not putting
Yeah.
anybody inside.
Yeah, recently I actually don't eat fast food at all, but like it was like the only
Right.
thing that was open. I don't remember which chain it was. It was like some sort of chain, like Del Taco or something.
Mm.
And I just wanted a drink, like I wanted Sprite. So we drove through, and like the same lady that took our order gave us the Sprite, and she was like the only person working. And it was like only like 9 p.m.
Yeah, one man army. Wow.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Dude, imagine like running a Taco Bell entirely by yourself. It'd be sick.
It sounds sick, but also terrifying because you'd have to be doing everything.
That's true. Do you think like there's anybody who's like been chilling in a Del Taco? They're like the only employee, or like they just don't wear like pants behind the counter. You just don't know.
They got cameras. There's there's no way
Maybe
they're doing that.
after it's closed or something. I don't know. They're
It's
just
just like
chilling,
anybody
taking
just
orders.
vibes. Like taking.
No,
orders,
I don't
taking
think
their pants
management or like the chain would let that happen.
Just because people like Dylan Francis take their pants off behind this decks doesn't mean that people at Del Taco do.
Does
I guess.
he? I've never. Does he do that? That's fucking awesome.
I feel like I've seen it once. Maybe not him, but
He's probably like, this is fucking hot, bro. Hold on.
Martin Garrix DJs without shoes on sometimes.
I feel like it's more comfortable though.
honestly, yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, that's
I'd
Maybe
be
in the place.
terrified. What happens if you step on like a rock?
What if you slip?
where would the rock come from if you're on a stage?
I mean, other people with their shoes and gets taken out of the bottom of their soles or something. I don't know.
What if there's just like loose cables and shit?
Yeah. I just don't like stepping on shit barefoot.
That's fair.
Never mind at a music festival. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be able
Just
to
wear
do it.
socks.
Yeah, but like let's say there's like a glass shard that's still going through the sock compared to a shoe. I mean, that still
That's
goes.
fair.
Would it go through a shoe or would it crack?
I feel like
Depends
it,
on how you step on it,
yeah,
It depends on the
probably.
shoe.
Depends
Yeah.
on the shard too.
too. Yeah. Like a giant glass shard sitting.
And
on
like the
stage.
only way I could see that happening is if the previous artist had like a glass that they dropped.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like you'd also kind of be
Someone's
able to
messing.
see what's on the floor in the moment,
True.
and I don't think like
You
you'd
could
be
look.
completely oblivious to it. So
Yeah, tour managers got to inspect the stage before you go on. You have to like
just-
look at cover every inch, every square foot of
Just,
the
like,
fucking stage.
yeah, they're like talking with the people running the festival. It's like, all right, so he doesn't plan on wearing shoes. It's like you got to make sure everything's like all right, it's good to go.
Yeah, you have like
You need to
you're
like
at some high
yeah.
level, and your dude like walks up with a magnifying glass. It takes 30 minutes before you're allowed to step on stage.
You need like a nice like, they need to put down like a nice like soft carpet, for like right
Yeah, oh
there
my
by
God.
the decks. Like
Dude, Lunas did that once, and that was so cool. When I played at Shrine for Boombox, Lunas played right after me, and then it was Boombox, and he comes on stage as I'm like finishing up, and he's like, I got like a nod of approval from him, which made my life because I was a big Tonight fan as electronic music, I guess, went on. And then he's like, all right, I'll be back in like 5 minutes. And then he goes upstairs, he comes back down, and I can smell something on him. I'm like, I don't know what happened. Then he goes and plays the set, everything's good. And I talked to Americo before he went on, and as Lunas was on, and he's like, yeah, he's like just sitting upstairs meditating 10 minutes before his set, lighting incense. I'm like, you're a fucking legend. And then goes on stage, and if you've ever seen him, he just goes insane. Like he's dancing more than most people will.
It's just like, give me this like moment of peace before the crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like literally 10 minutes. I just imagine him sitting cross-legged, meditating with incense burning before he goes and plays for like 5,000 people.
That's a vibe. I mean, it must probably be like, just kind of like, I guess, clean slating yourself for the night. So that way,
I feel like I wouldn't, like, whenever I'm 10 minutes out from a show, I'm just like a ball of nerves. I never get calm. It's like just shaky and like, before
It's
I
like,
go
oh
say
shit,
it.
like I'm about to do something. It's like,
Yeah, and it's not that I've like haven't done it before or I'm scared every time I do it, and it's not like I don't, at least to my degree of knowledge and ability, I feel like I know what I'm doing, but it's just like the nerves until it happens. Like as soon as I transition the first song out, like intro, drop, next song, if that goes smooth, I forget anything. Like I'm just like, we're all good. This is what I have to do. I know what I'm doing. Just watch the crowd.
and if it goes
yeah, it's a
bad,
lot
you
of,
fucking panic.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God. There was this time in Minneapolis on, was it the first tour or the second tour? I think it was the second tour. It was the second tour. Fuck. I played. There were 4 CDJs and the mixer, and then I went to go play a song, and halfway through the Michael Sparks edit of Behemoth, it was just like banana, 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 and it went on emergency loop, and it just kept looping that like 2 bars over and over and over again. And I was like, fuck, 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 and I didn't know what to do, so I just like loaded a random song in another USB, and then used that as a build up and just dropped another song. But like in the moment, fucking terrifying because you're like, all right, I've got enough time to mix out, and you load the song, and then you realize that it's just been looping the same 2 bars over and over and over again. You're like, what do I do?
It's so weird how like fucking emergency loop like works sometimes. Like there's like fucking instances where it sounds like it's, supposed to be like a fake out, or like it sounds like it's
Yeah.
like, it's so perfect. It's like, why the fuck? It's like there's no way that this was an accident. I remember like there was one on like the fucking Drulu tour where they were playing fucking Tasca Black's like Dreaming,
Mhm.
and it was like the Dreams come alive right before the drop or whatever, and then it just looped that right before the drop.
Oh my.
I'm like, that's
I feel like that's what makes good DJs is if you're able to like maneuver around those situations,
oh yeah,
or at
just
least
working
like
under
do
pressure.
something. Yeah.
yeah.
Because you could like at the end of the like, and in that situation, if we're talking about exactly what happened to me, like you can still use the mic, you can still use the mixer. So all
Oh,
you
yeah.
would really have to do if you didn't want to fix it is just like verb it out and then get on the mic and say something,
Yeah,
and then
just
start
say
the next song.
just say,
But
sorry. Just pull the Martin Garrix and be like, oh, sorry, I fucked up, and then just
yeah,
be a meme.
yeah, or you just you're Skrillex and abuse the decks and jump on top of them, and then you're like, oh, the mixer fucking died. It's like, well, you probably shouldn't have been jumping on it. I give so much respect to that man though, because he doesn't care. He'll break all of them and then just buy new ones for them or something. I don't know.
Right.
no.
He has like an album coming out soon.
I hope so, dude.
No,
please.
he just said something. He just released some track on like YouTube.
Wasn't there
Yeah,
like a bunch of
he
Jackie
did, yeah.
shit that was leaked?
Yeah. There was like I think Billie Eilish edit that was really good. But
I didn't know about that one. All I know is that during the Grammys this year, he was talking about his like new album, and now we're like 8 months later, 7 months later, and he's still a new album, and I'm like, oh, dude, I'm gonna. Have
well,
to
the thing is, you got to
remember
realize that like he is such a big touring artist, right?
what- Mhm.
So like, I personally don't know exactly all the numbers with, like what artists make, of course, because I'm not an artist.
Mm.
But I assume that he probably makes a lot more money off of touring rather than streaming. And if you were to just drop an album right now, there's not that many shows to go to. That's why like a lot of these like bigger artists, like say Drake or like anyone else, they push all of their albums back because of Corona.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do.
Most people are doing that, I think, because like normally, like obviously music isn't a promotional tool, but in the case of touring, if that was more the focus, then music is a promotional tool for touring, because you drop the album, you drop an EP or whatever, or body of work for music, and then 2-3 months later, or even during that, you tour it so that it's like, oh, you heard the songs, you like these new songs, like go see them live because it's happening right now.
Exactly.
And it makes sense why people push it back, and in my mind it also makes sense that people just put it out. Like, compared to touring, for most electronic musicians, touring is, I would say, 70 to 80% of people's income compared to royalties. It would be like an 80-20.
Right.
Especially like stuff like, this has always been confusing to me, even though I sort of understand it, but not really. Like, dubstep acts don't really, I would assume, like, who listen, I think the base of this is, who listens to dubstep in their spare time? And I say that because I don't listen to a lot of dubstep. You do? Yeah. But like,
sometimes, yeah.
yeah, I mean, I do too on SoundCloud and stuff, and maybe on Spotify, but
I get what you mean. It's like, I listen to dubstep, but that's just because I'd say, like, even the fact that, like, I listen to dubstep in my spare time, I think I'm probably one of few that do that. And
true,
because it's like,
maybe
dubstep is a genre that is, like, I guess, built for live stuff. It's not
I was gonna say,
necessarily,
it's completely different energy.
yeah, it's like, fucking, you're supposed to, like, oh, here's the build up, and then when it drops, everybody go crazy, everybody mosh, everybody headbang. Like, when you're sitting at home just fucking working on shit, like, I mean, I love just sounds and shit, so it works for me, but for most people, they'd be like, oh, build up, what do I do when the drop comes? And then the drop comes, and they're like, all right,
I'm just sitting in my chair.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I can see it for, like, running, because I sometimes listen to it when I'm running.
Yeah, or working out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's, like, some tracks that go, like, that still manage to, like, have that effect, though. Like, you do kind of want to listen to it, like, regardless of what it is.
Mm-hmm. Gristronics. That's just something like that. Because I couldn't, like... Go ahead.
No, you're good. Go.
I was going to say, like, I couldn't listen to, like, Behemoth by itself. But, like, I could listen to Gristronics for sure.
Bro, I love Behemoth by itself.
Behemoth is good, but, like, if you're just, like, walking and just listen to it, I'm just like...
Dude, have you ever heard
it's not the same energy.
You ever heard the Behemoth Pokemon edit?
No.
It's fucking
I don't think I want
Behemoth mixed with fucking Pokemon Red something. It kind of slaps. Not gonna lie.
It's all the sound clowns. All those sound clowns. That was a whole era. I was thinking about how stupid the thing I just asked was, or proposed, about not listening to dubstep. I used to be the kid listening to dubstep 24/7, and music doesn't really, like, change my emotion. Like, I could listen to a dubstep track right now, or any type of, like, heavier EDM, and sit in the chair and talk. Like, it wouldn't do anything to me. And it is better at shows, but I'm also realizing that, like, there's probably a lot of people that do it and listen to dubstep regularly or rhythm regularly. I mean, dubstep is rhythm. That's a whole other conversation. But I used to do it, so there's probably tons of people that do it still.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm old and jaded.
I feel like it's just, I feel like anybody could do it. It's just more like just a setting, and a lot of people just aren't in a good enough, like, I want to say good enough, but they're not in the correct, like, mindset to do that. And it's like, for me, I can listen to anything at any time. I'm just that kind of person. So
you're just ready to go.
Yeah. But it's like, typically it's like, well, people could fucking throw down I don't know, country. They'd be like, vibing to this, like, oh shit. And I'd be like, I'm not vibing right now. I want
where
some.
I'm from, basically. Everybody's all about country music. The biggest club here is a country only club.
Damn.
What? I've never heard of a country only club. Those country and club, like, they don't,
like, yeah,
they don't work together, because country club is a golfing thing.
I was just about to say, yeah, it's called Cowboys.
We gotta come. I feel like they have to have, like, a bull. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think they bring them in sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
Like actual ones?
No.
No, like the electronic ones that like you sit right on, and they have to have like some like crazy bar scene. Like it has to be like a Western type.
Everybody's
is,
just
yeah,
got a
it definitely
fucking.
is.
Everybody's got a party while there's like a wild bull, like just fucking like running around trying to impale
Like, good
people.
luck.
They should probably have like a little like section like a wall, and they probably have hay and whatever in the middle, and there's just a bull just running around.
Just jumping. Yeah. Oh my god.
It's as if like some hay would stop a bull from like
No, that's what I'm saying. Like put a wall there, like a fence, and then put like hay and stuff to like don't jump.
It's still like a fucking what?
At the club.
1,500-pound bull.
At the club, yeah.
I don't know how much.
How
they
crazy
weigh.
would that be?
That's a spectacle. You got to sign a waiver before you go in if that's happening.
For sure.
Yeah, you're like, okay, if the bull like jumps the wall and just fucking impales you, then like
Yeah,
we're
assume
not
no
liable.
liability.
Yeah,
You signed for this.
Yeah, you paid for the ticket, you
Oh.
accepted it. Like,
I remember
you knew
going there
this was-
once when I was way younger, and I went outside just because I was like drunk and didn't know what to do. And I went and I really wanted to listen to the song, which was probably dubstep at the time. And I put my headphones in, and the security guard looked at me because I was just sitting in a corner outside in the freezing cold with my headphones on. And he's like, "You're the only person I've ever seen come to a club wearing headphones." And I was like, "Yeah, I just don't want to listen to country music anymore." I just left. I was like, I'm not about it.
Dude.
I've done that once or twice with like dubstep and like EDM music. I've like definitely went outside just for a moment, threw on some like R&B, some sad shit real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had an experience like that yet, but then again, it's like I don't think I've ever been to a show that wasn't electronic. So I feel like I have to go to something like that first before I'd experience.
Could also be like, oh shit, my favorite artist just dropped.
I mean,
know,
if I saw
during
if I saw something like if I saw fucking like Migos live or some shit, I would probably put headphones in. I'll be like, okay, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I'd just leave the stage. I'd just be like, I'll come back in 20 minutes and see if I like it then.
Dude.
Yeah, you guys got to go to other concerts that aren't EDM. It's like a way different scene.
Oh,
For the few that I've been to. I haven't been to a lot.
Yeah, the only real experience I had with like other genres was like Outside Lands, but that's like a whole festival, so it's like it doesn't
Oh,
really.
dude, I'm so jealous you've been. I've always wanted to go.
It's very nice. It's like I got to go because I knew my dad went to college, was in the same fraternity with a woman, and her husband and her own a restaurant that caters that festival. So they invited me to help out and work. So basically, I got to go for free as long as I worked for fucking 14 hours in a weekend. And I was like, so I brought a couple friends, and we were like, fuck yeah, let's work. And it was really fun because it like we got there like early, like before the festival started, so there was like no one there. It was completely empty. All the bathrooms were clean. Everything is like nice. And then like, fucking then like you're just making grilled cheese sandwiches and everybody's like fucking jamming out and shit. And you go out and jam out and shit. And then when it's time to clean up, everybody is like out and you're still there while everybody has left. And then there's fucking trash all over the
Everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm like, for the people who have to clean that shit up, I feel bad for them.
People are gross.
I don't know why people litter like that so continuously.
I feel like it's like a collective mindset at a festival when you're like, or even at a show, you're just like, there's so many people around, nobody's gonna see this. But then everybody's thinking that exact same way, so it's like fucking hundreds of people just dropping a piece of trash. And then like, half of them are probably like drunk or rolling, so like they're like probably don't even notice that they drop trash.
Yeah, they don't fucking care. They're not even thinking about what's going on.
Yeah.
But I've had friends that were just like hanging out and whatever, and they like litter in front of me. I'm like, no, the fuck are you doing? You gotta throw that away.
It's just wrong.
Yeah, like even it doesn't matter. Like, oh, someone else is gonna clean it. Well, like that's your responsibility. It's like it's your piece of trash, right? I'm like the type of person. Go ahead.
I know, go.
It's like me and Mark have been in the front, like on the rail, and I'll have like a fucking cup or something from like earlier. I'm just like, shit, I'm not gonna just drop it on the floor, right? Because like everybody else does that. I'll be like, yo, Mark, hold my spot. I'm gonna go toss this and come back. So
I'm the type of dude that finishes a water bottle, and if I have no place to put it, I just crumple it up and put it in my pocket.
I do the
Just
same.
hold on to it, and then
Yeah.
I forget about it, and it goes through TSA. Like the next morning, I like try to go through TSA, and they're like, "Why is there water in this bottle?" And I'm like, "Dude, I don't even remember how that got there." And I just didn't even throw it out. When I get back to the hotel, I just put it in my backpack and go to
That's
bed.
fucking funny. I do the same thing because I have like a little backpack, so we'll go hiking and stuff, and I'll just toss shit in there. I'll like have like those like cans of like coffee or whatever, and I'll just put it in like a side pocket, and then I'll like open my backpack like I don't know a week later and find them like what the fuck, like why is this here?
Yeah, you just like, how did that get there? I totally forgot about it, but sure, now we're dealing with it.
Yeah. Shout out to the people that don't litter.
Shout out.
All right, to take this away from like shows and stuff, I want to know a little bit more about what you do on a daily basis. Like, what's your life like today or like every day?
Today, my dad helped me get to IKEA and build a bed frame because I moved into. Well, I had to move countries at the start of September because
Mhm.
my visa's up, and we could have renewed, and we still can, but we're waiting on it because there's no shows in the near future. And
Right.
the visa isn't timeless. There's like a time period on it after you get approved. It's like 1 to 3 years. So we didn't really want to waste all the money just to like have the visa so I could like live in the US but not make money from it. So it would just be a giant waste of money. So we're
Right.
kind of just waiting on it until it seems like it's okay to go, or like maybe a year or two, or maybe not 2 years, but like a year before COVID would be done, we'll like renew so that everything's good. So my apartment is pretty bare. Dude, I'm looking around. There's like nothing here. I have this desk that my dad and I built. It's just like 2 drawers from IKEA with like a giant wood plank on top. And then I got the bed frame and a nightstand. And that's it. I'm looking around. Maybe I have some other stuff. I don't think I do. I'm pretty sure that's it. So we built the bed frame today and then watched some Rocket League finals because
Ooh.
Europeans were grand finals today, and it was really crazy. Team BDS, I think it's called. I've never heard of them in my entire life of watching Rocket League, and I've been watching for like the last 2-3 years on and off.
You kidding?
Yeah, and they beat Renault Vitality, who's been like world champions 3 times.
Fuck.
It just makes no sense. So that was
Dude, I
crazy.
play Rocket League all the time.
Oh,
So
do
if you
you?
want to link up, yeah.
Yeah.
I have like 800 hours in it. It's kind of ridiculous.
I'm at like 1,300. I play a lot of Rocket League.
What rank are you?
Right now in 2s and 3s, I'm champ 1.
You're better than me. Fuck.
But dude,
I'm
I've
like
played
Diamond
so
too.
much. I've played so much. It's like the only game I know that I'm decent at. The highest I ever got was champ 3 and 2s before the new rank shift, but I don't think I could ever be like Supersonic Legend. But Funtcase is like, he was grand champ before the reset. I'm pretty sure Funtcase is the best Rocket League player in electronic music, without question.
Yeah, I've seen his like flip resets. It's kind of ridiculous.
It's so stupid. Like I was playing with a friend earlier, like right before we got on this actually, and I had the flip reset and I hit it, but the flip shot itself didn't go in because it wasn't strong enough, so they just blocked it. I'm like,
Do you play controller? Or?
yeah. Do you play mouse and keyboard?
I play mouse and keyboard. Yeah.
Oh, you're.
I'm
oh,
trying to
that's
learn.
scary.
I'm trying to learn, but I got to
That's too
diamond.
scary.
I got to diamond 2 on keyboard, so
Dude.
I almost hit champ with a keyboard.
I mean,
feel
there's
like-
people. There's definitely people that can do it. I just don't understand how. Like people, the people that started being able to hit like multiple flip resets in one shot were majority mouse and keyboard players.
hmm
Dude,
I just don't know how you guys do it.
I
don't
mean,
get it.
We gotta run it.
It's-
For sure. sometime.
it's like I say when we fucking play Valorant. It's like you know, fucking controls. It doesn't necessarily matter. It's just as long as it works for you, it's fine.
Yeah, true. It's all like personal preference. I mean, it's the same thing with like
Although
Super Smash Bros. And stuff. Like
it
you
still
can-
doesn't.
But if-
Yeah, it still doesn't stop people from shitting on me for what my control scheme is in fucking Valorant.
Yeah, but I feel like Valorant's such a different game because I feel like at least in FPS games, like keyboard normally is more accurate, but people have been playing on controller for so long, like with COD and whatever, like on PS4, PS3, whatever. So I feel like it's just like a natural thing to use a controller. But yeah.
I feel like Rocket League just isn't like you don't need to be at least in what I would assume you don't have to be as accurate with the mouse.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
feel like it feels more natural to play on controller, but that's also me talking after like 1,300 hours of
The thing
controller. Like,
with Rocket League, like when you use a mouse, it's literally just a button to jump,
Yeah,
honestly.
you
Like,
can't
yeah,
you can't actually like change the perspective with your mouse. So like, or
I mean, you
not,
can do that.
not
Depends
so
on what your
much.
mouse setup is.
mhm.
It's for I mean for the most part like you don't fucking or you don't like really rotate the camera or anything at all. You just fucking really it's just jump and then boost is like default I think on mouse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So it's like
which really tripped me out because default spacebar instead of jump is change camera from ball camera to off ball camera. And
yeah,
I
it's
just
weird.
kept doing some really stupid shit over and over again.
I swap my boost and jump on my mouse. I think.
That
I'm
makes
not
sense.
sure. I don't remember.
it's really weird because like I could fucking you could play Rocket League and then like if you're on mouse and keyboard you can literally hold your mouse up like this and you would still be able to
Yeah.
play like perfect. You would still
Yeah,
be
I
able to play
could- I
fine.
could
You don't need to
play
like
like
actually
this
do
and just-
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but it would be
Just-
so like it would be weird to play like that. I don't know.
I've,
True. I mean,
feel
I
like it'd
can't
be-
play-
I mean, you could, but like it wouldn't be comfortable
It's
unless
worth a
you're like
shot.
laying flat and just like fuck it. But then your hand is like on your keyboard, so I don't know.
There's a Melee player that I don't know if he still does that, but at least used to do it. He was playing in like a major tournament, and he lays down across 2 chairs while he plays Super Smash Bros. Like competitively.
That's
Yeah,
just like
also-
the extra salt on the wound, you know.
Yeah. Also at the same tournament, he was wearing a shirt that had like a bracket pull out, and it was like me, you, me, like as if he was just gonna beat everybody.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, that you are a fucking legend. I want that shirt so bad.
Which player?
His name's Rudolph. I think he's from Asia, I believe.
That's fucking
I don't know
awesome.
much about him.
That's crazy. Just like
That's
have
what I'm
that
doing
much
tomorrow.
confidence.
I know that we trailed off for a second, but dude, I love Super Smash Bros. Melee. Like the competitive scene in Melee is the coolest in, I would say, video game history because of the longevity and how the game's been out for like 20 years without a patch, and the meta's changed like 8 times.
right.
Yeah,
It's so fucking cool.
it's really interesting. Like I remember watching, well, I watched like the Smash documentary when that was like
Oh, did
a
you?
thing. I mean, yeah, like fucking, I didn't watch it like when it came out, but I watched it like
Yeah.
definitely in the past couple years, because it was
Yeah, I watched it like this year. I'd never seen it before.
it's super it's like super interesting just how I watched a fucking another video recently by if you've ever heard of Empleman. He made a video
I
about
don't
like
think so.
he made a video called "There Will Never Be Another Player Like Hungry Box."
Dude, I was like trying not to watch it, but anyways.
It's a really good video actually. It's
Really?
super in depth. I really recommend you watch it. Like Empleman is a guy who fucking he started on YouTube doing YouTube poop shit, and then like now he's doing like these full blown like documentary style like in depth analysis videos, and it's super interesting. But like
I
it's so weird. Like before Hungrybox became like a main player, like people would always see Jigglypuff as like a low tier like
Yeah.
like character to choose from. Like fucking nobody would go for Jigglypuff. Now Jigglypuff
Yeah, I
is
feel like him and Mango both popularized Jigglypuff, but then Mango switched off to play Falco and Fox, and Hungrybox optimized Jigglypuff over. At least from what I've known, I haven't seen the video, so maybe I'm wrong. But at least from what I've seen,
Yeah.
he like popularized the character and optimized the character to the point where it was him versus Armada for like 5 years. And it would be like a back and forth until Armada optimized Peach too far to the point that Hungrybox couldn't win. Other than like Evo, and there were big upsets, but they were like the two titans for like half a decade.
yeah. Fucking
My brain can't comprehend Smash. I've tried to play because I didn't grow up playing it. Grew up playing FPS games.
Yeah.
So like I'm really into like the COD stuff. Like I don't play it as much recently, but I like the like esports scene.
Yeah.
and that shit is crazy. But Smash, like I tried to play, but I just couldn't. I never got into it.
Bro, you're telling me I
I
can't
think
fucking play at all. Like I
I like
just
watching it.
my
It's
friends
cool, but
invite
I
me
just
to
like I can't.
play. My friends invite me to play like at their house. I'm just fucking I don't know, fuck it, Hail Mary, play Kirby down B forever.
Yeah, or like suck them up and jump off stage.
Yeah,
The
that's
game,
like
I think the thing that I've enjoyed the most about watching Melee is that every year that I continue to play, whether like a lot or just a little bit, and I try to watch, like esports is such a big part of my life. I love the competitiveness over something that I do all the time and watching like the best of the best. It's like
Right.
finally we have a scene instead of watching like the best football players and like we've had NFL for decades, we've had NHL for decades, we've had all of this stuff. We've had the Olympics to like prove the best from each country, but we've never had any like there's never been a until like probably in the 2010s there's never been like an ESL Cologne or any type of like Counter-Strike major. We haven't seen like
Right.
a COD champs. We haven't seen super majors in Melee, like real super majors where there's hundreds of thousands of people watching. But the thing about Melee is that through all of these tournaments that I've watched for the last like 4 or 5 years, I watch or when I first started playing, I understand. It's like, whoa, we took a stock that was so cool, or oh, that combo was sick. But now that I've been playing and year after year, you learn more about the game as you play it. Meaning that when you watch the pros do it, you learn like the tiny intricacies of every time they get hit, they have like 2 to 3 options of how they can get out of the next combo, and the other player has to predict it. Like if I get hit, I can jam my control stick and my analog stick to one direction. So instead of like being, if I'm getting up throwed, I can go straight up with no DI. I can DI slight to the right, or I can slide even more to the right or the left. Both of those options. So I guess there's like 5 options realistically. There's no DI, there's slight DI, and then full DI, if I understand it correctly. And the person that's throwing knows that like you have those options, so they have to predict what you're going to do and be able to react to it, and it's all with milliseconds. And like the APM isn't as fast as something like StarCraft, but it's still insanely fast. Like people that get insane combos do like 8 to 9, or no, maybe like 4 to 8 um, inputs a second to be able to do like a 13 hit combo in the span of like 12 seconds.
that's fucking
Yeah, it's
insane.
honestly ridiculous. I
Yeah.
love watching shit like that because even like with Rocket League, like while I feel like I have like kind of a handle on things, right? Of course, there's always more to learn, right? And
Mhm.
it doesn't matter how long you've been playing a game. There's always like something that you can change. And like again, seeing those like really tiny, like small intricacies of like how each player does something, it's not only inspiring and like makes me want to play more, you know, but it's
Mhm.
also like I definitely learn from them. And then not only that, it's like again, like I said, it's inspiring. So like I want to play more, and then while I'll like put up like a stream on the side while I'm playing, and like I'll like I guess like mentally act like I'm in the tournament. I
Yeah.
guess so like pumps my game up too. I don't know.
That's what you have to start doing now. There's like in-game tournaments now that Epic owns it, and we've
Yeah,
been
yeah.
playing them because they go. It's like every 3 hours they run them, and there's like open bracket where anybody like it's sorry, it's all open bracket. Anybody can join. If you lose like your first game, you have a second chance tournament bracket, and
Mhm.
then if you lose that, then you can run through the next one. And we've been playing those like every other night for the last 2 weeks, and it's honestly so much more fun than playing just random comp games because you
Yeah,
know that
yeah.
there's stuff on the line, and it's fun too when you get like proper teammates because it's threes tournaments and you guys practice like we literally practice an hour before we call out everything that we're doing. We try to play as best as we can, and we've won 2 of them now, even though we've entered like 20
Right, right.
or 20 plus. Probably it's more like 30 at this point.
That's fucking sick. Because I've tried to run. The thing is that I don't have anybody that like actually wants to run them. I have like one duo partner that actually plays, and yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
and I'm
hard to
dog
find people
shit,
that.
so yeah, I
Yeah,
get
it's like
that.
hard to find people that actually play Rocket League. You know what I mean? Because it's like
Yeah.
you have people that play that are like, oh, it's just free to play, so I bought it. You know, and then there's people that
Yeah.
bought it before. They're like, yeah, I'm kind of good, but like I play here and there. But, like I can't really ever find people that like genuinely play.
It
So,
takes a lot of hours too. Like it's not something you just unless you want to play for fun and you don't give a shit about rank or whatever, then it's not something that you just hop in and you're like, okay, I'm gonna be good at this instantly.
right.
Because there's so many layers. Like even if you get past champ, which I've never been able to do, you still have to understand like all the fundamentals. You have to go above the fundamentals and be able to like hit aerials, because aerials
Yeah.
to like a beginning player is not something you just automatically can do. Then there's
Right.
team play and communication, like who's going for what ball. There's rotations. It plays like a real sport, even though you're only doing shit with your hands. Like none of us are running around on a
Yeah,
pitch
yeah.
kicking the ball.
And it's funny as hell too, because you'll have like people. So I'll play threes solo and just like throw myself into comp. I did the same thing with a tournament, and you have people that like don't know anything about rotations or anything. And I try to. I'm not the person to be toxic in chat, but like I do see people that are like, learn your fucking rotations, buddy. Like, it's
and
fucking
you're like,
hilarious.
dude, ugh.
At the same time, it's like people like open the game to have fun and just kind of chill. But I understand that people are like really like competitive and like want to know everything,
I mean,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
shouldn't force that on other people, I guess.
I understand that like
Yeah.
fucking people like want to take it, seriously, but it's also like in the end it's also still a game. The fucking thing I hate the
Yeah.
most is
Yeah.
whenever people play like competitive games and they will be like they'll fucking hone in on like what makes everybody else like what everybody else is fucking up on, but they'll like fuck up and they won't say anything about what they won't admit
just
to the fact
internalize
that they
it,
fucked
like,
up.
Nope.
Yeah. Oh, they just like project consistently because
yeah.
they think that they're God's gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
You should come play because we recently played in Storyboard server, I think, or someone's, I don't remember. I think it was Dill or something. But we had like 12 people play, and we were just kind of just like doing private matches and playing. You should come play. Like I was like
Dude,
literally
you
killing
should,
everybody.
You should come play with fucking Robin and the gang. They have like pretty decent games
yeah,
every
I'd
once
love
in a
to.
while.
I'm down. I feel like whenever I play against people of lower rank, I just sit in net and block everything until I get a perfect opportunity, because I feel rude just like playing
Yeah,
my
yeah.
heart out against people that don't know how to defend against it. And I say
Yeah.
that like pretentiously as if I'm really good. I'm not good.
No, I know.
Like, I know
Like,
I'm decent at the game, but
I
I'm not.
feel.
I can't. I haven't reached. I've like plateaued, and I've been where I'm at for like the last 6 months. And maybe it's because I'm not putting enough time in, or I don't have the right teammates. But I'm cool with where I'm at. If I could sit at champ forever, I'll be fine.
Yeah. Like for me, like when I joined them, they were just like, "Oh, are you good?" I'm like, "Sort of," because it's like I'm at Diamond 2, which is nothing. Like it's complete trash compared to most people, or like most people that play Rocket League. But like compared to like people that are average, I guess like I'm slightly better, right? But I wouldn't consider myself a good player.
I mean,
You
you're
know?
definitely better than like the majority of people who have Rocket League. As I'm
Yeah.
still don't have a rank, period.
Yeah,
So,
but I mean,
like-
even in like
Yeah.
League of Legends, like people that like if you're in Diamond, that's considered bronze to like challenger players. You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's like even though you're top 1%, like to even be like considered decent, like at the game, most people like you gotta hit challenger and you gotta stay in challenger, right? Or just people just shit talk
Challenger,
diamonds.
like top 500.
I think so, something like that. But they have like different. They have like Master Knight or I don't know what the ranking system is anymore because I haven't played in such a long time. But I remember my friend was hitting Diamond, and he's like, "Yeah, Diamond, like I guess the low. I don't Diamond 5 I think is or 4 now. They fucked up the rankings. They like removed a tier from each one. Stupid.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so it's like instead of Diamond 5, it's like Diamond 4 now
Weird.
to make it easier to climb, I guess. But they added a whole nother bracket, like a whole nother rank. So,
Yeah. I mean, that's
but-
what they did with Rocket League with this update. They added 3 on top of Grand Champ.
Did they?
Yeah.
I don't even know that. I've been just playing.
That's why I just gave up. I'm like, fuck it. I'm fine where I'm at. I know how I can do my stuff and I could like optimize my mechanics, but I know what I'm doing and what I need to do, and I don't really like not that I'm not interested in the game, but I've like plateaued and I don't want to take the time to get better anymore. I'm like, I've
Like you have
literally put
better
so
shit
many
to
hours-
do. Like you can definitely break that like and get through, but it's like, do I really want to spend all my day playing Rocket League?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I like how we haven't like talked about music at all this episode. Just been vibing about like a fucking
like,
Smash.
We're just vibing.
Yeah, video games is definitely like a big time suck for me. I've been playing since forever, literally. There's a picture of
Yeah.
my brother and I with Nintendo 64 controllers in our hands with like diapers on.
Fuck yeah.
This is
I have
dope.
the same thing with like, I was like maybe like 1 or 2, and like my parents lived in like a college town because they came here like they were like really young, 18, 19, but they didn't actually go to college. but they lived in this college town, and one of their friends had like an Xbox, and I'd go over and like there's a picture of me with like an Xbox controller playing Halo. Yeah.
That's so good.
Dude, Halo was a fucking great game. Like the first few Halo games, up until until 4 came out. Yeah, it was great.
I didn't play any past combat or like Halo 2 because I didn't have an Xbox 360 because I was gifted a PS3. Like I didn't really have a choice of what I got, you know?
Yeah.
So
I played Reach. I think that was the first and last one that I played.
Reach, I would say, like, it was probably one of my favorite games, as in, like,
Okay,
it's
good.
still, it's like, it's probably one of the best, like, I mean, this might be, like, a hot take or whatever, because that's what I'm fucking known for, apparently, but it's, like, I believe it's, like, one of the best Halo games, because, like, yeah, I love, like, fucking the original ones, because, you know, they're the original ones, and they're really good for what they are. But like Halo Reach holds up like a lot. It still like looks great today, and it's like it plays well. It's just fun. Fucking after that, it was the last one Bungie worked on, and then as soon as Bungie left, it started going to shit.
Checks out.
have you guys played Destiny at all or no?
I played the second one. Didn't play the first one.
Okay. Yeah, like after that, Bungie took up Destiny. Literally one of the best games of all time, honestly. Like in terms of story, probably not. They've been kind of recycling content here and there, of course, because Activision bought them and it kind of fucked everything. But they just recently bought out of their contract from Activision, so they're like on Steam now and they're like working on content they actually wanted to work on rather than what Activision wanted them to work on.
Destiny.
Is there like a third in the works?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think they're just going to continually update Destiny 2.
I don't typically
Just
like
for a while.
MMO games. I don't typically like MMO games, but Destiny like really like we're like really is like a fun MMO to play. Because like for the most part, MMOs like involve like a fuck ton of grinding and whatever. Like even and I think like fucking I think Destiny was fun to play just because it was super polished. It was very like clean. It was like it was clearly like an A tier like quality game, and there weren't like any glitches and whatever. It was just very, you know, very nice. But it was also fun to play.
There's a lot of glitches in that game now. Like
No,
and like
maybe.
also
When I played it,
well,
it weren't.
there's a lot of grinding in that game, but it's not as much as other games, I would say.
It's not as
Like,
noticeable. It's
No,
like,
it definitely is. It just depends on what you're doing. Like you have to be like on the upper echelon where like you're raiding every week. It's kind of crazy.
well,
It's like there's like
sorry, noticeable wasn't the
multiple
right
different
word.
raids.
It's like it's not fucking grinding, and like in Destiny was very like Destiny 2 at least. It was very fast paced because it's still a first person shooter at heart. So it's like
yes.
it's a lot faster than it is fucking with whatever. Like the only
Maybe we have different definitions of grinding. Because when I think of grinding, I'm thinking like upper echelon. People are like sitting there like doing the raid week to week to week like, with the same like fire team, I guess, and like trying to get the best gear and like trying to get like the like micro upgrades on their guns. That's what I'm thinking when I'm thinking grind. But yeah,
I never got into it. It looks good though. The game
yeah,
looks
it's
great.
a lot of fun. But go ahead.
Did you play any MMOs, Rob?
No,
Not at all,
I was like strictly FPS
bro.
or
I
Smash Bros. Apparently.
I gotta get you.
I suck
I gotta
at
get you into
strategy.
one. There's one that I'm gonna get you to play Wizard 101 with me.
Wizard 101.
Dude,
What?
Wizard 101. You don't know what Wizard 101 is? All right, it's fucking
I've never even heard of it.
Wizard 101 is like this fucking. It's this old. I don't want to say old, but it's like I think it's probably.
No, it definitely is old.
It's like a decade. It's maybe more than a decade now.
It's like 2007, 2009.
Yeah,
something
no,
like that.
2008 at least. So it's like, yeah, it's more than a decade old. It's a fucking like, it's a game where you play as like fucking wizards and shit, and you have to like, you basically like, use like card spells to like fight shit, and it's like, it was a really fun game to play for me as a kid, and I went back into it, and it actually is like still really fun to play, and like, But I mean, like a few years ago, Disney got to it, so it's like it's kind of like weird in that sense now. But it's still like I think it was like one of the only MMOs that I actually enjoyed playing, because it was like the story I didn't give a shit about, but it was just fun to play. And
I
it's
just
like
feel like any game that involves strategy, I'm dog shit at.
It doesn't really involve that much strategy. To
Yeah,
be
you
honest.
just
I think
like
it's
kind of
more of a point and click game, to be honest.
Oh, tight.
Because it was like definitely geared towards kids. Like when they were doing the advertisements, clearly, you know.
yeah, and then it wasn't. Now like the only people I meet there fucking aren't kids anymore, dude. I played a game like when I got back into it, like I found like I played a fucking dungeon. I was like, hey guys, I'm like, what's up? And they were like, they fucking found out one of them is like some woodworker and from Canada, and the other one was like a single mom from New York. And I was like, all right, this is my team now.
That's fucking crazy.
It was, dude. It's great.
It's because it's an old game. I feel like like kids won't be picking stuff up like that anymore.
Dude,
but like people that like have played it or like played it in the past probably just kind of stick to it. It's kind of like what RuneScape is, you know. It's like people that actually care about the game are still in it.
Oh yeah, like I mean, fucking Rob and I know fucking a group, a pretty good chunk of people that just grind RuneScape.
Still, yeah.
I never got into RuneScape because like
I think they're still playing.
Are they still playing right now?
Yep, they're still going.
Fucking hell.
They've been playing for like 3 hours.
Yeah. I mean, you can play that game for as long as you want, honestly.
Yeah.
Like there was a period in high school where I kind of got sick and tired of like playing FPS games, and I was like, you know what? Let's see what World of Warcraft is about, you know? And I sat down and I started playing, and I enjoyed it. Most of my time was like solo. I would find like raid groups here and there, but like it was nothing like I really wanted to cement myself into. It's a fucking massive time sink too. There's like so much to do. Like honestly, I like World of Warcraft playing it is like a full-time job, honestly.
That's what it seems like. From
Definitely.
Yeah, it must be overwhelming as shit.
Yes and no, because I mean you can play it, but like if you get to like the higher tiers of it, there's not that much content. You know, when they make like an update or a new expansion, there's like a lot of stuff to do immediately. But like once you get through all of it, it's just kind of like redoing the same content over and over again.
Okay, yeah.
Just to get like the mounts and whatever. So you have people like Asmongold that has like ridiculous amount of mounts and just kind of sits there and just like fucks around on Reddit and stuff all day. Like, and he doesn't even play the game; he just has it open. And you just have players that like will run around the major towns, just like in circles over and over, because there's nothing to do. But like, yeah.
Wow, what a guy! Just circling Reddit. Are people just circling the town because they've done everything, and they're probably in the 0.01% of people that have done everything?
Yeah, and then they shit on like the creators of the game. You're like, bro, there's no fucking content. Like, when you're sitting there like 14 hours a day playing.
Like, dude, it took you like probably a couple thousand hours, if not like close to 10, just to get everything done, and now you're mad that there's nothing to do.
I feel like those people should be hired to like fucking work on the game, honestly, and like give pointers and stuff. Because like, if you're sitting there playing 14 hours a day and you do all the content, and you're just sitting there on like Twitch or whatever, just complaining about it, like I feel like the devs should like at least like listen to you, like because a lot of these devs don't give a fuck about anything. Like they just focus on what they want to do. Like a lot of them, there's like community managers and stuff, but they're like, oh, here's a piece of content, you know? They like tweet out on Twitter and that's it. But a lot of them don't reach out to like people that play the game. So that's why like you have like a lot of different games that'll be like, this is what we want, from like the community's like all screaming like, oh, this is what we want, and then the
games like Valorant have done that too. You're good.
Yeah, it's just like the community won't, or like the devs won't follow what the community wants.
Yeah, not smart.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, on that note, I think we're about at the end of our time here.
Play video games.
Yeah, this is
just sometimes.
This is the video game cast now. Fucking.
I'm about it.
I guess then, do you have like any? Do you have any final words to give anybody listening? Anything you want to plug?
When this is being aired, and depending on where you're watching this from, if you live in the United States of America, and you are of legal age, go vote. very important for your country, or just in general for you. You should be doing it. Oh my God, it's snowing. I got really excited. I can see it from like the
Fuck
corner.
yeah.
It's like all the way out over there.
I haven't seen
yeah,
snow.
go vote. Very important. Listen to music in quarantine because your favorite artist would love you to stream their music. I was gonna say they need money. They probably need money, but it's definitely good if you love music and you want more music. Keep an eye out depending on which country you're from, because there are some countries that are shutting down music venues or not giving enough funding. So your favorite venues or your favorite artists, maybe not. I mean, some might be out of a job or might have to quit making music, but it's very difficult for the prolongment of music after this pandemic if you're not staying active with petitions. Like, I know that there's a lot of stuff that Calvin Harris has been talking about with the UK. Australia went through, I forget what it was called. I wanted to say lockdown. I don't think it was called lockdown, but they had all of their, at least in Sydney, a lot of the music venues went under because of different regulations before the pandemic. So now after the pandemic, I can't imagine it's been any better. Just make sure if you love music, stay up to date with the music scene. I feel like that's as much as I can say, other than like I go by Vincent, my Spotify, my SoundCloud. If you type in Vincent, you can probably find it. I think that's it for me.
All right. Well, for everybody, listening or watching, whatever you're doing, all of Vincent's stuff will be down in the description. We'll put all the links there and shit. Everything for me and Victor personally will be down there. Everything for the whole podcast will be down there. Join our Discord. Come vibe with us. I don't know. We're gonna fucking
Come watch Wally.
Yeah, come watch.
Hop in.
I think this will come out after we watch Wally, but
I mean,
still,
we'll do a bunch of Wally.
still gonna watch Wally. And fucking if you like, Rob, if you look in the fucking theater chat, it's only Wally.
That's just Wally.
Yeah, like that's the only thing that is. It's just Wally.
Wait, theater chat?
Yeah, theater chat. It's only Wally.
Under the art channel.
Oh my God. I'm signing. Oh,
fucking.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, thank you everybody so much for tuning in. Thank you, Rob, Vincent, so much for coming through.
Yeah, thank you for having me and talking about video games.
Absolutely. Okay. We'll just link your your gaming Twitch channel and all
Yeah,
that shit.
I do stream too. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
shit.
you do that. I forgot. All right.
I did it yesterday. I forgot. Oh
shit.
my God.
Fuck. All right, but thank you everybody so much for tuning in, and we will see you all in the next episode.